Hey everybody, I'm Greg Colossale, and I got something on my mind. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some lessons that I was lucky to learn from my father. And as I've grown, I've always helped people. I've always leading people, kids, programs, experiences. It doesn't leave you. I literally have earned all my money doing that. I've never really done anything else. So I'm going to continue to do it, and I don't really care about money. You know, there are a lot of fatherless people out there. Fatherless meaning there was no father during childhood. The father left. The father was incarcerated. The father was pushed out, not wanted by the mother in the family unit. The father was destroyed financially or emotionally. The father left, knowing that it was the safest way for him to survive, even having to leave his children behind. The father was addicted. The father was irresponsible and incompetent. It doesn't matter what the reason is. There's plenty of people who look for blame. Blame is not my business. That's whoever else wants to do that. But without a father, something happens, okay? So I'm gonna just give you a little bit of advice. If you were fatherless, if you grew up without a father, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you, okay? But there are little things that are amazing about having a present father. I had to move. The Chihuahua was gonna get me. You probably hear a soundtrack in the back. So, one of the things my father did teach me was that I am a man. He couldn't teach me about being a woman. He would remind me that I'm a man. And there are certain things that happen because you are a man. You don't have to accept them. You don't have to believe them. You don't even have to follow them. That's how cool America is. But there is a reality to them. One day, I came out of the shower. I was about 14. And I had looked at my chest and I started to grow hair in the center of my chest. Now I had just got out of the shower, had the towel on around my waist. I come around the corner, my dad's sitting at the kitchen table, and he sees me kind of rubbing my chest. And he says, he was Italian, hey, Greg, what's wrong? I said, oh, Dad, I got chest hair. It's so gross. And he goes, hey, let me tell you something. Don't you ever be ashamed of that. Oh, Greg, you got to remember, you're a man. Only babies and women are bald, Greg. Men, they have a hair. You understand? You're a man, you're going to have a hair. And I was 14 years old and more scared of what a girl would think or whatever. My father says this one line, it's over. I'm now strong. And I don't care about anyone's opinion of my hair or whatever. I realized the dude was right. That's real. That's why the male lion has a mane and the girl doesn't. When you have a couple of drools under your legs, you got more hair than the ones that don't. You understand? I'm not saying this is important. You have to step back from the lesson a great deal. He taught me how to love myself and respect myself. Now it was the 80s, so you had Tom Selleck and all these hairy dudes on the girls' lockers. They would open up their locker doors and there would be a hairy chest. So I was all right. I was all right back then. But that's just that's a foolish, stupid example, but it isn't in this day and age, because men and boys, they don't get help. They don't get help to learn how to love themselves. In fact, they get attacked. What the world is doing now is using women to destroy men. And women don't really do it like maliciously, but it's highly encouraged. And it's strange as heck to me. It's so strange. So boys, that's a small little gift my dad gave me, right? And I'll tell you another one. One time I was coming home from school, and I was 8 years old. Back then, boys and girls, we would walk home from school because we weren't scared of all the stuff we're scared of today. And he was plucking a bird over a garbage can. He had a big bird in his hand and he was pulling the feathers out. This is like 3:30 in the afternoon. So as I come up and over the hill, I see him doing this in the garden and I get really upset. I'm about 8 or 9 years old. Now, my father was super poor. He grew up in the war, starvation. I mean, we're talking really sad and dark reality. So I went up to him, I said, hey, what are you doing, Dad? And he said, Greg, the bird, she hit our house, and daddies are gonna eat them. It was a pheasant. It was a big bird, a game bird that people eat. And I said, what? I got so mad because I'm American. And I said, why are you doing that to the bird? Why would you do that? I said, you have money now, Dad. You're not poor. You can go to the grocery store. Stop. And I totally ran off. I was so angry at him for killing a bird. He didn't kill the bird. We had a lot of glass at our house, and birds would fly into the glass and die. Sometimes it was a robin, smaller birds. I've never seen a bird this big. Well, that's what happened. The pheasant flew into the glass, broke his neck, and died. My father, like a strong, noble, caring man, plucked the bird and was going to eat it out of respect for the death of this animal. And pheasant's delicious. I don't never remember eating it, but so a couple hours later, we're having dinner, and on the table is chicken in marinara sauce. My dad was from Naples. Everything was in tomato sauce. So here we go. We're starting to eat the chicken. When it's all done, he goes, hey, Greg, did you like the chicken? I said, yeah, Dad, it was good. Now 2 hours passed. I'm no longer angry. He goes, Greg, that wasn't the bird or Daddy's a pluck. And I got so angry, like he fooled me. He manipulated me. And I got mad. Why did you do that? Yeah, why did you kill him? He said, Greg, listen. You listen to your father now, okay? Now he's getting angry because I sound and look like a total spoiled, entitled white little kid. And I was, okay? In that moment, I was. So he said, Greg, the bird, she flew, she hit the house, she died when she hit the window. When Daddy came home, I saw him on the sidewalk, I bring him to the garden, I pull the feathers, and then we eat him. We pay homage to the bird, Greg. We're not gonna throw him out. You told me to go to the grocery store and buy another chicken, right? You want me to go buy another chicken. Now you got 2 dead birds, Greg. Why are you gonna kill another bird when there's already one that's already died? She already no more life in them. Now who's a crazy, Greg? Who's a smarter, me or you? And he was absolutely right. Noble men are what make this world so safe, so amazing. They invent stuff, they protect us. I'm not that cool. My dad was way cooler than me. We have destroyed the noble man because, well, reasons that I don't want to get into here. But I'm here to bring back the noble man. You don't have to be anti-woman. You don't have to be anti-establishment. You don't have to be anti-everything. You're just going to learn how to be a noble man, and I'm going to help you. It's an amazing thing. A man is unlike any other thing on earth. And when you realize who you are and what you are, it is the beginning of the rest of your life. And like a good friend online reminded me, you must come to terms with the dark side of your energy. You must understand that evil is not stopped by a group of women who talk about it. It is not stopped by intellectuals who have discussions about it. Evil will continue to get close, will do savage and horrendous things until a man, decides it's going to end. Be a noble man. Protect everyone from chaos and evil. You don't have to draw a weapon. Evil's weak. It's very, very weak. Okay? You just learned about chest hair, and you just learned about eating a pheasant. I'm surrounded by dogs on the street. They bark all day long. So I'm going to go. I'm Greg Colossale, and that's something that's been on my mind.